Hello everyone, welcome back. I'm Stacy and this is the For Bricks and Giggles YouTube channel. For today's video, I have something a little bit different. Every time I make a video, I try and mention some of the rare pieces that are included in those sets, and sometimes these pieces look very generic. You would never expect them to be worth anything or to be rare or exclusive parts. And so I've kind of been keeping a running list of those parts, and I've come up with 8 pieces that I've discovered over my years of sorting through bulk lots and, building sets that I thought were interesting, that they were rare or valuable. So these parts are not going to be, pieces that cost $50 or something outrageous. But if you were to look at this piece, you would think this is going to cost a penny on BrickLink, or next to nothing, but it's actually rare because it comes in only one set or a handful of sets, or it's been discontinued, whatever it is. It looks like a very unassuming and non-unique piece, but it actually is rare and holds some value. So by comparison of a part that looks like it should cost pennies, it might cost a few dollars, maybe as much as 10 or 15. But I just thought I would share these because they were ones I was shocked to find were not completely worthless. The first of which is part 4073, so just a 1x1 round plate. And the reason this particular piece is rare is it comes in translucent black. So I've photographed the piece here. I actually have this piece. It only comes in one set. That set is 4505 C Machines. It is a designer set. I just recently did a speed build and review of a designer set, and it came out in 2004. There are 2 of them in that set, and this is the only set that this very generic looking piece comes in. Right now on the market, it's about $250 if you wanted to buy one. It looks like it shouldn't be worth anything because most of the time, any of the translucent 1x1 plates are completely worthless. But because it comes in translucent black, it is only in one set from 2004, so over 15 years ago now. Why Lego never did another set with this color of this piece, I don't know, but kind of interesting. If you ever come across one in translucent black, it's worth a couple of dollars. Next up, we have part number 6192. I have it pictured here in dark gray, so the original dark gray color before the 2004 color change. This part actually comes in several colors that could be considered rare, but I picked this one specifically because it only came in one set, which was an Ultimate Collector Series set, the Rebel Snowspeeder from 2003. So this is the original dark gray color. It only came in one set. I know it's also rare in white as well. It's a little more expensive. Again, another part that looks like it shouldn't be worth anything, but you're probably looking at around $5 or so if you find this piece. Next up, we have part number 30165, and I have it pictured here in tan. For a long time, this piece was only found in the Ancient Amazon Ruins set 5896, and it's on one of the little like Johnny Thunder looking vehicles from that set. And like I said, for a very long time, this was the only set that this piece came in. And then in 2019, so 20 years later, it comes in a set called Windows of Creativity 11004. So before that point, you could probably have gotten a little bit more for it, but now that they've got it in an additional set, it's decreased the value a little bit. But still, if you find this piece in any other color, probably not worth anything but pennies. But for this now, you can get $1 or more and thereabout. Depending on the size of your store, you might be able to price it a little bit higher. Next up, we have these hinge plates. The A is the solid studs, and just the generic number is the hollow studs. And initially, you don't find a whole lot with the solid studs. I feel like these are pretty common and for the most part not worth a whole lot, and this applies both to the 3-prong and the 2-prong. The solid stud ones are the ones you want to look for. The hollow ones, again, not worth a whole lot, except for maybe in light gray, the original light gray color, then they're worth a little bit more, but in red, blue, yellow, white, they're very common and usually worth pennies. But if you find them with solid studs, they do go for dollars in most cases. I found some just in black that I sold for, I think, about $2.50 a piece, so $2.50 a piece. So again, just looking for the correct part variation for this particular piece could mean the difference between pennies and dollars. So another one to keep an eye out for. Next up, we have a 1x2 tile. Part number 3069B, so that's with the groove at the bottom. And I have it pictured here in dark green. Dark green, it is a rare color for this piece. So I don't know about you all, but tiles seem fairly common to me. 1x2 tiles in particular, in any color, seem to be, you know, pretty much worthless. But in dark green, they do hold some additional value. They only came in 3 sets. The clone turbo tanks from 2005 or 2006, and the Ferocious Creature set 5868 from 2010. So about 3 sets. So this piece is a lot more rare, and right now on the market is going for about $2.25 a piece. So if you find a 1x2 tile in dark green, you've got a couple of dollars. It doesn't look like it should be worth much, but it does have some additional value strictly because it comes in dark green. Next up, we have this double slope piece, and that part number is 3044B. And it has a little bar on the inside underneath, so just a tiny little bar underneath. Sorry, it's not pictured in this particular photo, but there are some that don't have that bar and have nothing inside. There's a few different variations for this part, but you're looking for the one that has the tiny bar underneath. And that part only comes in one set, which is the Shrieking Shack from 2004, set 4756. And I've gotten this piece quite a few times and have sold it from anywhere from maybe $7 to $15 depending on what the market is. So an unassuming piece again, but it only came in that one set for whatever reason. They only put it in this one set in white. So if you find that piece, that one's one of the more valuable pieces I've found that I was just completely shocked when I just was like, let me just check and make sure, because it is the Shrieking Shack, but it doesn't look like it should be really worth a whole lot of anything. But anywhere from, you know, $5 to $15, depending on whether there are a lot on the market or not. And typically there aren't a whole lot because not many people are parting out the Shrieking Shack. Here we have a wand. This is part number 30374 in dark bluish gray. I know I've mentioned this because I review a lot of the older Harry Potter sets. This piece came in a lot of the older Harry Potter sets. Not a ton, but several from around 2004, 2005, and a few Star Wars sets around that era as well. It hasn't been in a ton of sets, and I typically sell this piece for about $5. So, you know, most wands aren't going for a whole lot, but this one in this color does go for quite a bit more. You know, you find it in a translucent color, like red or blue, and it's really not worth a whole lot, but in dark bluish gray, it's worth more. This last one I was really surprised about. I found this one recently, and I really thought it wasn't going to be worth anything because it's in red, and you know, most red pieces aren't worth a whole lot. And it's a very generic looking wheel. This is part number 4624, and it only came in a handful of Scala sets and then some kind of Legoland promotional set. It's a little like Audi Roadster vehicle. And then the reissue of the Main Street set 10041 from 2003. And again, I looked at this piece and thought, I just didn't really remember getting another one in red before, so I was checking on it, and I knew I had part of the Main Street set, which is what led me to find this piece anyways, because I wouldn't have initially realized that that's the set it came from. But it's not super valuable, but it only came in those sets which aren't readily available, so it is worth between $1 or $2 if you do happen to find one. So again, not a ton of money, but if you were to find this piece in white, it would be worth fractions of a penny because it came in hundreds of sets. So like I said, none of these parts are going to, you know, let you retire if you find them. They're not like minifigure pieces where, you know, they could be worth upwards of hundreds of dollars, but they are very generic looking pieces that come in very generic colors that actually hold some value. So not that everybody is looking to make money off of selling Lego, but I just thought that they were interesting finds that I found along the way, and I thought other people might like to see things that I was surprised about, that they might pass along unknowingly, not realizing those parts hold value. So if you liked this video, let me know if you'd like to see more of these in the future, because I always like sharing Lego information that I find interesting. And if you enjoyed this video, like and subscribe, and I will see you next time.